guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk about a Gemtech product, which I have here in front of me, and it's the Integra 5.56. 5.56 denotes the caliber of the rifle, but in this case, we're just going to talk about half of the rifle, the upper half. You can purchase this integrally suppressed upper from Silencer Shop for $1,929, but what do you get for that? Well, we're going to tell you about that. So in essence, what you're going to get is a complete upper, which includes a bolt carrier, bolt, charging handle, barrel, suppressor as all one unit for that $1,929. But the integrally suppressed part is what makes it kind of cool, and how it's been assembled is what makes it different than something perhaps that you could just build yourself at home as a two-tax stamp item. This is a single stamp item, meaning that you only have to file one tax stamp for this upper, even though it has a 10.5-inch barrel. So that's one of the specs I want to touch on. So it has a stainless steel 10.5-inch barrel, and then the rest of it, the length, which comes to 16 inches for the barrel overall, is a suppressor body. Now the suppressor body is permanently affixed to the barrel. What they've done is taken a titanium gas block and press fit that gas block onto the barrel. This seals the gases. And then they've taken about a 4-inch stainless steel gas tube and press fit that into the titanium gas block. Now the gas block is pinned and welded, so per ATF standards, to make this a one tax stamp item. Now the reason they've press fit these items again is because that prevents gas from escaping around them. So if you take a traditional AR15 gas tube, for example, it's held in place by a pin that goes through. Gas can escape around that, and where gas escapes, it will meet with oxygen in the air and it will pop or make a noise. So what the guys at Gemtech tell me is by doing that, by press fitting those components, they gained a 5 dB reduction in the Integra system. And we'll get to some meter data here in shortly, just in a few minutes. So in essence, you get this upper that has about a 9-inch suppressor that's permanently affixed to the barrel. Now, the suppressor body itself and the monocore baffle system that it uses is all made of titanium. And this is what the monocore baffle system looks like. Now, it's also unique in the fact that it's threaded on, it threads here, and you'll notice that you have from here to about here of suppressor body. So monocore sets quite a ways forward. This area here, Gemtech tells me it acts more like a bore evacuator. Think of it as a big gas expansion chamber. The barrel comes through the suppressor body and threads into a 1/2x28 thread here, but it's ported so gas can escape behind the bullet and go into this bore evacuator, for lack of a better term. Then the bullet enters the monocore baffle, the gas follows behind it, it's cooled, and then out the end of the barrel it goes. When you go to screw this titanium baffle into the body of the suppressor, it has right edges on it, and it carves that carbon that may build up inside the body of the suppressor. It shaves it off, so it makes maintenance fairly easy. And let's also talk about that. If you take a look at the end of the suppressor body, or the suppressor tube, I should say, you'll notice it's square, not round like most suppressors. If you have a socket, you'll probably go, oh, a 3/8 socket looks like it fits right in there. That's because it does, and that's how you can unscrew your baffle system from the Integra upper. So that's pretty well thought out. Also gives it kind of a cool look. Now on the 5.56, you'll also see 4 holes around that square opening, and that acts as a flash suppressor. So as the bullet exits about the last 1/2 inch or so of the baffle, gases are vented off to the side, and it acts as a flash suppressor. So any hot gases that may still be coming out behind the bullet, they get dispersed, and there's a flash reduction that goes on. So altogether, again, you're looking at about $1,929 for the whole unit minus the actual rifle part. Again, it's just that upper assembly. How does it sound and how does it meter? Well, that's what we're going to find out next. So let's take this Integra 5.56 out to the field, do some shooting with it, put it on the meter, and see how it meters both at the muzzle at 1.6 meters off the ground and 1 meter left, which is the industry standard, but also we're going to see how it meters 6 inches off the shooter's right ear. Let's check that out. Let's get some meter data with the Integra 5.56 suppressor. Now keep in mind, guys, this has a 10.5-inch barrel. It's integrally suppressed, so this body of the suppressor is permanently affixed to the 10.5-inch barrel, and it uses a monocore baffle. We're going to be running our test this afternoon with 55 grain American Eagle, and we're going to fire 5 rounds to get an average. The weapon's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and set the sound meter. First shot, 136.3. Second shot, 135.9. Third shot, 137.5. Fourth shot, 137.4. And 136 flat on our fifth shot. So definitely hearing safe at the muzzle. It's 1.6 meters off the ground, 1 meter left of the muzzle. That's where we're taking our measurements. And now we're going to take our measurement 15 centimeters or roughly 6 inches off the shooter's right ear. 139.5. So we're right at that 140 decibel threshold with first round pop. 138.2. $137.7. I think that was our third round. Number 4. 137.1. And 138.7. Okay, guys, now we have some solid data to work with. We took 2 measurements. We did the industry standard measurement, which is 1.6 meters off the ground and 1 meter left of the muzzle. And then we also did 15 centimeters or roughly 6 inches off the shooter's right ear. The 1.6 meters up and 1 meter left is the industry standard and has been for some time. Now, some would argue, myself included, that that standard should be discarded and we should focus more on the shooter's right ear. That or at least include the measurement at the shooter's right ear for those numbers. And why do I say that? Well, the original 1.6 off the ground, 1 meter left was developed by the U.S. military. For some reason, they had that measurement threshold in mind. They had a reason for doing it. I don't know what that reason is. I haven't done research into it, but that's what they came up with. Now, the military, through the CSAS program, they were taking a number of different measurements, but the one critical, the threshold measurement, as they called it, was 15 centimeters off the shooter's right ear. And that's because they were concerned about the shooter's hearing and how quiet that blast was to the shooter to make sure that they could preserve that shooter's hearing. So I've kind of started using that as my own threshold measurement to determine if a silencer or a combination like this Integra is safe for the shooter to use without hearing protection. So for the muzzle, I have the numbers here in front of me, and I'll put the numbers over here as well. At the muzzle, we had average of 136.6 decibels, 1.6 meters off the ground, 1 meter left, 136.6. So that's pretty good for a 5.56. We were shooting standard 55 grain ball ammunition. Keep in mind this rifle does have a 10.5-inch stainless steel barrel, and so 136.6 decibels is a solid reading for the muzzle. Industry-wide, I would say that that's a pretty good average, okay? It's hearing safe. Now, what happens when we take that meter and put it over at the shooter's right ear? Many times you'll see that number spike, especially on 308s. Well, we saw that average only go up by about 2 dB, not even a full 2 dB. So at the shooter's right ear, we had an average of 138.2 decibels. And that's pretty good. That means this rifle should be hearing safe in the field. Now, keep in mind, guys, at 140 decibels or when you get close to that 140 decibel threshold, you want to be careful because you can't really do mag dumps at that level because you can actually hurt your hearing. OSHA says 1 impact noise. So if you're out in the field, you're hunting at 138.2 decibels, you should be able to take a shot on a coyote or two and not damage your hearing. Now, if you go out and do mag dumps, that's a different story. Please wear hearing protection because you could be damaging your hearing. But what we're finding with this Integra system is that at the shooter's ear, it's hearing safe. So if you go out and just casually target shoot, if you go out to hunt, whatever, this system's going to keep your hearing preserved, which to me is everything. So how does it balance out? How does it feel? Quite honestly, it doesn't feel much different than any other standard AR-15 upper. All the components that are part of the suppressor are titanium, including the gas block, the body, the actual baffle system, the monocore baffle itself. So there's not much weight out on the end of the barrel. You do have a full pick rail that runs across the top. You can put backup sights on it, run a red dot, run a magnified optic, whatever you want, even one of these little PDW type stock systems. So it has a lot of flexibility. And with a 10.5-inch barrel, it's shooting 5.56. I'd feel comfortable taking shots out to 300 yards or so with it, with just using a standard red dot sight. So overall, I think the package is really cool. And what's really appealing about the Integra is the fact that it's only a one-tax system, not a gun, but system, because we're talking about just an upper here. That means you only have to pay one $200 tax. If this were a standard build that you would do yourself at home using a separate suppressor and a 10.5-inch upper, you would have two taxes or $400 in taxes to be paid. So it saves you a couple $100. It's nice. It's easy to use. You can clean it. It's self-cleaning, sort of. When you unscrew the baffle, it carves the carbon out of the body of the tube, and it's a monocore baffle. You can take a brush to it and clean it up. But otherwise, guys, I really don't recommend you even get all that aggressive in cleaning your suppressors. On centerfire suppressors, I found that cleaning them regularly isn't necessarily required. I have suppressors I've never cleaned. I have thousands of rounds through them, and it's not changed their meter readings whatsoever. So that's something to keep in mind. You can, again, pick these up, the Integra, up at Silencer Shop. They do have them online available for $19.29. You can start the process through their website and have it shipped to your local FFL SOT. Guys, I will stick around for the first couple of days after I post this video to answer the questions you guys may have, but after a couple of days, I will move on to the next video, and I have to keep my focus on the new videos. I have hundreds of videos in the past. I do try to swing by every once in a while and check the comments on those older videos, but I can't promise I can keep up. But for the first couple of days, I try to keep up with the video comments on new videos. I'm going to also ask you guys to do something for me. And for the longest time, I swore I would never do this, and that's ask you to join the NRA. And why am I saying that? Well, Pete Brownell has become the president of the NRA. I'm convinced that the NRA is on a new path. And in conjunction with that, we are presented with a unique opportunity in that we have a friendly administration in the White House that can help us not just defend ourselves from new anti-gun laws, but to repeal some of the existing draconian gun laws that we live under here in the United States. Now, if you use that special link down below, I will get money from you either renewing your membership or becoming a new member. I will receive some money for you doing that. But I don't keep that money. I donate 100% of those proceeds to Hero Hunt. Hero Hunt focuses on taking wounded warriors and first responders out into the field, get some hunting, get some interacting with other folks, and really does great things for them. I've gone into the field with them before. I think they're great people. I think they're doing a great job. And so I want to donate all that money to them. Guys, if you want to support us here at the Military Arms Channel with all the shenanigans that are going on with YouTube and monetization, the best possible way to do that is to swing by our Patreon page and become a subscriber. And in return, we give you guys blowout deals on products, well below map pricing. We're scouring the internet, going through our distributors, looking for great prices to pass along to you with savings you're not going to find anywhere else on the internet. And that's how we thank you for supporting us here at the Military Arms Channel through Patreon. You can also swing by and check out Copper Custom, which is our online store, and that's coppercustom.com. I also invite you guys to come by and check out full30.com. That's full30.com. We've taken all the web's best firearms content creators and brought them under one roof, and that is full30.com. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for all those years of support, and we'll talk to you guys soon.